Buena! Hello friends! Today we're going to talk about a really fun instrument called the Rainstick. Now this instrument can be found all over the world. Lots of natives have made their own version of it. You can find it in Africa, and it's really interesting because we don't actually know for sure who made it first. But the traditional Rainsticks are thought to have come from Latin America, that means South America, and the south part of the United States, or North America. There is an argument that it may have been the natives in Chile, particularly in the Atacama Desert, that's in northern Chile, and Argentina, that first came up with the idea. But anyway, you need rain, odds are someone's going to make an instrument that sounds a little bit like it, in an attempt to try and convince a higher power to bring that rain and help your crops grow. So we're going to be making our very own Rainsticks today. This looks a little goofy, but we're going to walk through each step. Here we go. First of all, you're going to need either one or more paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls. I have some leftover toilet paper rolls, and we can tape them together to make them as long as you want. But you only need one. Next, you're going to need some scissors. Then you're going to want some toothpicks. And I'll tell you why we use toothpicks in just a little bit. You're also going to want an old egg carton, because you can cut it up and use that for the bottom of your Rainstick. Now, if you don't have an old egg carton laying about, that's all right. You could get wax paper and rubber band and seal the bottom with that instead. You'll need some tape, and you'll also need, I have a pen with a nice long tip. You could use a mechanical pencil as well, but it needs to be long enough that you can puncture your roll with it. And last but not least, you'll need something to put in the Rainstick. So the original Rainstick was actually made from a cactus. What? Now, the reason that they used the cactus for this is because it's a naturally hollow plant. So what they'd do is they would take the needles off the cactus and they would push them through the outside of the cactus into the inside, like so. That way, whatever they put inside would hit those needles and it would go slower, giving the effect of rain that's falling when you hear it. So in different parts of the world, they use different things to put in their Rainsticks. Some places use shells, and we've got lots of those here. And some places use pebbles like this. I'm going to use pebbles today. I got some outside. Make sure that your pebbles are small, because we're using toothpicks instead of cactus needles, and they're not that strong. So make sure that you've got very small pebbles if you choose to use those. Another thing you could do is just get some rice. Uncooked rice or uncooked beans work as well, or even kernels of corn. So once you've got your items, come on back and we'll get started. Got it? Okay, so first things first, you're going to want to start with your toilet paper or paper towel roll, like so. And you're going to want your pen or mechanical pencil to be ready. So make sure you have a nice tip on that, because you need to make some holes into the side, just big enough to push a toothpick through. Now I've used 4, but the more you use, the more opportunity, whatever your filling is going to be, will have to make different sounds. So, just going to push it in. Oop, hold it steady. There we go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4 holes. Now it's a good idea to have a couple extra toothpicks laying around just in case you try to push one in to the hole and it snaps. But you're going to want, let's see if you can see the hole. There it is. There's the hole right there. You're going to want to push your toothpick into the hole. If it wasn't quite big enough the first time, just make it a little bigger. Okay. There we go. There's one. We'll do it again here. 2. Ideally, you want it to be a nice, tight, snug fit so that it holds the toothpick in place really well. The bigger holes will make it wiggle a little more. 3. Now I'm doing this with 4 in each one, but you don't have to do that many. It just depends on how complicated you want the inside to be. And the last one I will do, number 4, right there. Just push it in there. Ta-da! Now you've got a couple options for your next step. You could simply leave them like that and just be very careful when you flip your Rainstick up and down, or you could take the scissors and cut the toothpicks so that they're shorter, or even snap them with your finger. If you can't use your finger, you can use the scissors. Snap it a little shorter. You're still going to have little nubs though, and you don't want any splinters. So be very careful when you're doing this. There's the last one. There we go. Now once you have it down like this, you're going to take your tape and you want to make sure it's safe. So you're going to take little pieces of tape and you're going to cover the ends so that they're not jagged, sticking out, ready to poke you. There's still going to be a little bit of a lump, but at least now it's not sharp. So do that with all of your little end pins for your toothpicks. Then we have another step that is optional, if you would like, and that is decoration. So once you have your little ends covered with tape, you can take paper, wrap it around it, and this will make it so that these are all covered and even more secure. It will keep them from hurting your fingers when you play with it later. I've got quite a few under here. Make sure your paper is big enough to cover it if you choose to do this. Now, you've got to decide how long you want your Rainstick to be. That's your next trial. Because if you've got this covered in paper, you can decorate it at any point in time. But do you want it to be this small, or do you want it to be longer? So what I've done is I've taken quite a few paper towels, toilet paper rolls, and I've taped them together. Here's 2, and I've got 3 more. So this is going to be a very long one. And all you do is you line them up on top of each other like so. you take your tape and you go around the base and top, like so. And you want it to go horizontally all the way around so that it's nice and secure. So if you're going to make these longer, I would suggest that you tape all the ones you want to use together before decorating. That way you don't have to worry about uncovering and recovering the parts where they're connected. Now mine is going to be quite long. I wonder how long yours is going to be. So, once you have decided how long you want your rain stick to be, and you've added your toothpicks, we're going to have to seal the rain stick as well, right? So that's where the egg carton comes in. Now you don't need much of the egg carton, but you're going to want to take your scissors and cut 2 off of the egg carton. Once you've cut 2, you're going to cut them in half like this. So you'll have 1 of each. These will be your ends. Now if you don't have egg cartons, you can again use wax paper instead. Wax paper is thicker and it'll actually let you look at what is inside your rain stick a little better, because you can see through it just a little bit. So if you choose to do that, you may. Oh my goodness, this is a very long rain stick. So I've already attached this one on this end, but basically all you do is line up your egg carton with the bottom. You could put it this way, but it won't stay on very well. So I recommend using this part, like so. Make sure there's no gap. Okay, and then you're simply just going to tape it on. If you want it to be even more secure, you can also add a rubber band to hold down the edges. But I'm just going to tape mine. There we go. And the nice thing about the egg carton is it's got 4 main points, so it makes it easier to tape it down, like so. You can go around in a circular motion or the other way. Now, here's the important thing to remember. You don't want to seal your rain stick completely until you've added your shells, rice, pebbles, whatever you're going to put inside. Now, I want you to look inside this rain stick and see if you can see. Oh, there's a lot in there, a lot going on. So, here's our first trial. I'm going to put some pebbles in the top. Oh my goodness. Hear the rain? Oh, there's a lot of pebbles here. I'm making a mess. This is a little bit of a messy project if you use pebbles. Oh goodness. And if you want to make it extra special, some native tribes would put beads in it as well, their favourite beads. Okay. Oh, all right. So now, once you've got everything inside, you're going to want to seal your rain stick. So, if you're only doing one paper towel, you don't want to put both of the egg cartons on both sides until after you put in your filling, okay? But once you have it in, go ahead and seal that up, which I'll do right now. Here we go. Just get it ready now. As you may have guessed, native tribes that lived in coastal areas were more likely to use shells on the inside. What do you think they used in the deserts? And there you have it. There's a Rainstick. All right, I hope you guys had fun with me, and Jerry is being safe over here, practicing wearing a mask when he's close. Oh, thank you. All right, guys. Bye.